On Friday, June 26th, the Winona State University Athletic Department released a statement that announced that Mike Leaf had resigned as Warrior men's basketball coach effective June 30th. The news came as a shock to some. When did Warrior assistant men's basketball coach Zach Malvik and athletic director Schoh know about the resignment?
Officially, we talked by text and then by phone on Thursday, and then we had a conversation Friday morning, and that's where he made the decision, and we got the release out as quick as we could.
You know, he let me know earlier in the week, gave me an idea. Other than that, wasn't really completely a huge surprise. He's always mentioned, other stuff he'd like to be doing, and but at the same time, you always kind of said, yeah, he's just going to keep coaching forever. But it was still a bit of a surprise, but I kind of knew earlier in the week.
When I first got here 3 years ago, I talked to all of our coaches about where they're at in their careers and what they were doing and things like that. And I think it was at that point in 2012 that he shared with me that he wanted to retire when he was 50. And he was already older than that. So, he kind of always had the idea that it could be coming at some point.
I know he was getting sick of those long bus rides. I know he's really close with his brothers and his family, and they're always getting to go warm weather for the winter and do some golfing. Just the little things like that. I had heard even when I was playing that when he was 50, he wanted to retire. But, there's just, you kind of always just expected him to keep going just because he's such passion for the game and, cares about this program so much.
The release also stated that Malvik would be the interim head coach until a national search for a new coach could be conducted. When will that start?
Through thinking it through over the weekend and getting some advice from some folks that I felt like I needed to talk to, we've decided to try and get the search going right away. So we're actually going to try and do the national search here in the month of July and hopefully have somebody in place by the time school starts here in August. So although